Sina smiled as she swam toward Moana. "That was fun," she said. "Could you tell how far away from the cliff I jumped?" "Yes," said Moana, her head still spinning from the spectacle. "That's important," said Sina. "I'm going to do it again. Watch the line my body makes as it goes toward the water. I stay firm and strong, but relaxed." Moana took note as Sina dove off the cliff again, paying special attention to her body. Then she asked if she could try. "Yes," said Sina, "but first we'll start a little lower." She pointed to a boulder that jutted out just above the lagoon. Moana wrinkled her nose. "The boulder?" she asked, sounding a little disappointed. "We start out slow and work up to Messina Cliff," Sina explained as she led the way. Moana understood. That's just what I told Vailele to do with her climbing. She wondered how her friend was doing and if she had been practicing. Moana scaled the boulder, raised her arms, and dove into the lagoon. When she surfaced, Sina said, "Try it again. This time, I want you to make sure your arms are straight and near your ears when you hit the water." Moana nodded and tried again. "Better," Sina said. "Try to relax your shoulders. Make sure they don't creep up toward your ears." Moana dove several more times, adjusting her body to her mother's suggestions, until Sina clapped her hands and shouted, "Perfect! Now let's walk." Moana followed Sina up to a cliff slightly higher than the boulder. She stood at its edge, looked down at the water, and smiled. Her smile widened as she sprang off and dove into the water, making a big splash. "Make sure you spring out and away from the cliff," said Sina as Moana emerged. "And take note of the space between the cliff and the water." Moana nodded. "Okay, I'll try again," she said, rushing back up. Sina watched as Moana dove again. "Good," she said. Over the next few days, Sina and Moana went to Messina Cliff together, as Sina continued to teach her how to cliff dive. Moana loved climbing higher and higher as she got better and better. She worked hard to remember everything Sina taught her and practiced every chance she got. It felt great knowing that with each dive she was getting closer to the top of the mountain. Moana spent her days focused on cliff diving, and every night she searched for the flower, going with Vailele and a few other friends one night and with Grandma Tala another. Still, the nights passed and nobody had found it. On the morning of the 5th day, Moana dove into the water from a fairly high cliff and emerged. "How was that? How were my legs? Were they straight? My arms? Shoulders?" Moana asked, eagerly awaiting her mother's critique. Sina looked deep into Moana's eyes and said, "You're ready." Moana squealed and wrapped her wet arms around her mom, bouncing with excitement. She couldn't believe it. She was finally going to dive off Messina Cliff. When the two climbed up to the top, Sina said, "Remember everything you have learned." Moana nodded and stepped toward the cliff's edge. She looked down at the sparkling blue water rippling in the pool far below. Suddenly, a strange tingling feeling pulsed through her body. She couldn't believe it. She was nervous. "It's completely normal to be a little anxious," said Sina, as if reading Moana's mind. "You just have to breathe and center yourself." "Breathe and center myself," Moana repeated, inhaling deeply. "Your bravery and skill will shine through," added Sina. Moana waited a few more moments, searching for her courage. She bent her knees and raised her arms, but when she went to dive, she couldn't. She was afraid. "I will teach you another trick," Sina said. "Yell." "Huh?" You take a deep breath, collect all those nerves and fear, ball it up, and shout it out. I used to shout,